welcome to Chamber Chat TV. My name is Karen Bergeron. I'm Vice President of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. And today my co-host is...
I'm Emma Brooks, the Event and Communication Coordinator for the Chamber of Commerce.
No stranger to radio and TV.
No, I've been lucky enough to fill in for both Karen and Danielle here and there, so it's been fun.
And you do a great job.
Thank you.
We're going to have a wonderful show today.
Yes.
And today we're interviewing Carlton SooHoo from Panospin Studios. And then in our next broadcast, we're going to have Wendy Giuliano, and she is from Curtis 1000. Hello.
Hello.
Well, we'll start with you, Carlton. In 10 words or less, can you tell our viewers, what do you do?
Wow, in 10 words or less.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
I am a virtual tour photographer. So
that's three.
Let me elaborate a little bit more on that. You know, when you think about virtual tour photography, you know, you think about these 360-degree rotating images. You know, maybe people think about, you know, like hotels or vacation destinations. You know, with these 360-degree rotating images, there are generally three types, and I do all three. The first is like, you know, commercial virtual tours, and those are like, you know, retail businesses, hotels, real estate. You know, that's what a lot of people are more familiar with. But then there's also like documentary virtual tours, you know, where there's some sort of story that's told. On my website, I've got a documentary of Dog Mountain up in Vermont. That was a, you know, very moving story. And then there's another type of virtual tour, which is for, you know, educational entertainment type use, and I'm actually self-producing a project on that, which is a virtual tour of the locations of the American Revolutionary War.
That is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to see that one. I can't imagine seeing what you do, how everyone is not jumping on board, because to be able to see everything in a tour, you feel like you're there, you feel like you've experienced, and it builds a relationship without even any audio communication.
Yeah, in fact, people say a picture, you know, says 1,000 words. I'd like to say a virtual tour says 10,000 words. There are two major benefits of virtual tours. The first is that because people preview, you know, your location when they're surfing around the internet, they'll see something really cool and say, wow, that looks really cool, that looks really neat, or clean, or whatever. You know, now I want to go visit in person. And then as a result of people spending so much time looking at the virtual tour on your website, you know, Google and other search engines thinks, oh, this must be really important. You know, a lot of people are spending time on here, and you get a little boost in your search engine ranking as well.
I can only imagine, because what I've seen is truly amazing.
Thank you.
And I know you kind of gave us some details about the types of businesses and what you do for them, but I know you brought your camera as well. Could you maybe kind of explain how the process works?
Yeah, I often do get asked, you know, are these videos, you know, what type of photography is this? And actually it's not a video. The virtual tours, because they move and spin and rotate in 360 degrees, you know, people think it's a video, but it's actually not. It is still images, you know, and the way it works is, you know, several photos are taken in a circle, you know, when the camera rotates, and then the software is used to stitch that photo together. And then it's interactive, so the user, you know, by clicking and dragging the mouse, decides where they want to go, what they want to see, you know, and that's very interactive, you know, as opposed to a video which you watch like in a linear sequence from start to finish. With, you know, interactive virtual tours, you know, you look where you want to look. You go where you want to go.
Awesome. I'm sure people love that too, especially, like you said, for hotels and things. Before they stay, they want to get an idea if they'll like the inside of it.
I hear that all the time, and even when I'm shopping around for hotels or a restaurant that I might want to visit, you know, if I can take a look and preview what it looks like, you know, I can try to make some sort of judgment about, you know, how clean it looks or how cool it looks, and and feel enticed to go visit in person.
Yeah, if it's big enough, if you might have to make a reservation, if they don't have many tables, lots of uses for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what type of businesses do you usually photograph?
I have two types of virtual tours. I've got a lower end, what I call a Google virtual tour, because Google has this program of having virtual tour photographers do, mom and pop businesses, smaller retail businesses, small restaurants. And then, I have my own brand Panospin virtual tour, and there, those would be something much larger locations, like hospitals, bed and breakfast, schools, universities, private schools. So it's really like two classes or two types of virtual tours.
And can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this?
Oh, I'm a multi-career changer.
All of us are.
Yeah. No,
You're
I didn't start off in photography. I'm actually from the biotech industry. I have a PhD in biochemistry.
Should I call you Dr. Carlton?
That's okay. I say doctor sometimes to get better reservations, but you can call me Carlton. So I was in biotech for a number of years, before making a career change, eventually into becoming a commercial virtual tour photographer. And I haven't looked back. Sometimes people say, "Oh, do you miss the days in biotech?" And I'm like, well, not really. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. I love the traveling, meeting new people, seeing new places, photographing everything. I do what I love and love what I do. Just like what the T-shirt says.
Right. It's true, and it's so important, because if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
I know. Look at you two. You love what you're doing.
We do.
Yeah.
We're all smiles here. What a great day.
We are blessed and very grateful for our positions at the Chamber. We love it. Yeah.
You do.
But you spoke about photography. Do you have any current projects that you'd like to tell us about or expand on the history?
Well, I'm right in the middle of a big project. I was very fortunate to land Planet Fitness as a customer.
Oh, wonderful!
And so, we're involved in all the infrastructure and everything that's involved in getting as many of the Planet Fitnesses photographed, throughout U.S. and Canada. So they're really an international client. And
that's enormous.
Yeah, that was very, very fortunate there.
No, it's hard work, and you're that good.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you. Yeah, I like to think that they chose us and decided to work with us because they saw the quality of our photography and our ability to manage that project. The other project, which is my personal project, which is the virtual tour of the locations of the American Revolutionary War. I'm really excited about that project because one of my strong values is education and how to deliver education to students in a way that's exciting to them. When I grew up learning about history, I was reading textbooks and not the level of multimedia that's available today. So for my American Revolution project, I had traveled up and down the Northeast corridor here, visiting all the locations of the American Revolutionary War. And photographing these locations in 360 and creating a website to show people what these locations look like today.
That's wonderful.
That's
Very
cool.
Interesting. Yeah. It is. This way, I've got to see this, and plan your vacation accordingly.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to miss anything.
It's really cool. I think some people call this like armchair traveling.
Wow.
I like
you're sitting in your chair and you can travel anywhere in the world, wherever these virtual tour images are available.
I really
That's so exciting.
love that.
What's been your favorite location so far that you've seen?
I really enjoyed being in front of the Liberty Bell. Right at Independence Hall.
Really?
I made arrangements with the National Park Service so that I could get in before the tourists. Just to really have the Liberty Bell all to myself, and really think about, the history and It's very moving. You know, I really did enjoy that.
That's one too. I would love you to do the White House because it's very
Yeah,
difficult.
right.
They used to have free tours. You'd line up early,
Right.
and they had different tickets for each. I don't know if it was every 15 minutes, and you had to line up and go. But you could take a tour of the White House, and I believe you can't do that now. You have to make special arrangements
Sure, yeah.
through your congressman or woman in order to get that.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful. Everybody would love to see it.
Oh, yeah, I hope to produce it, you know, fairly soon and you know, show everybody a piece of American history.
That would be so awesome. You're talking my language when you're talking history. Not so much chemistry. But
Yeah, we can talk biochemistry if you like.
I know. I mean, you really are so diversified in your interest and talents.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing.
And his food too. I see you on Facebook,
oh,
and
yeah,
you're always eating
so,
wonderful food.
I am a foodie, and you know, I love to eat. I love to go to restaurants, and I know you know, posting food photos is a little bit overposted, but you know what? I want to remember that great meal so that, you know, I can go back there again, or tell, you know, some of my other
Others,
friends who haven't been to that great restaurant, you know, here's some great food. You know,
They're
come
still
check this
promoting
out.
the businesses through photography, so
Yeah, yeah.
just a different way. But
Yeah, absolutely.
they must love it.
Yep, yep.
And
Never
I'm
go
sure-
hungry.
Yeah. And a lot of us have seen all the places that you go to, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're like, oh, maybe we'll have to try that place. So
So
Yeah.
they can like you on Facebook. You have your own Facebook?
Yeah, you can find me on Carlton, SooHoo, or my company Panospin Studios. I've got, you know, 2 Facebook pages, at least 2. There may be several others.
Wow. Well, we've got, believe it or not, only about 2 minutes left. What do you want the viewing audience to know about Carlton and Panospin Studios?
You know what? I'm really inspired by people who, you know, can you know, have some clear goals about their life. You know, to be inspired and to be motivational. I consider myself, you know, one of those types of people, you know, where, you know, I've made career changes, and it's always been, you know, important to have some sort of vision, you know, about life. I have a really good idea of where I'm going, you know, and that really helps me, you know, stay positive and upbeat. And that's, you know, that's my personality. You know, I like to help people. You know, I'm a giver. You know, personally and also business-wise. You know, I like to give business referrals, network with people. I'm a people person. I love meeting people and talking with people.
Wonderful. Can you give us your website and your phone number?
Sure. Yeah, my website is www.panospin.com. That's Panospin. And my telephone number is 617-855-7745.
Wonderful. And you are a certified Google?
Yes,
I don't want to.
I'm a certified Google Business View photographer.
Which
have
is amazing.
you have a great tagline that you say with that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You want to close with that?
Yeah. The other designation that I have is Google Trusted Photographer, and so Google trusts me, and so can you.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. We'll be right back with Wendy.
Thank you.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills,
Check.
driver's license,
Check.
and a high school diploma or GED.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
I got that.
You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Por las cosas que nos pueden mantener seguros. Las que usamos todo el tiempo sin pensarlo. Las que aguardan en silencio a salvarnos la vida. Y ahora, las que llevamos con nosotros a donde vayamos. Muchos dispositivos móviles ahora ofrecen alertas inalámbricas de emergencia, información en tiempo real de fuentes locales en las que confías. Con su sonido y vibración particular, estarás al tanto donde quiera que estés.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat TV. My name is Karen Bergeron, and I am Vice President of the Greater Lowell Chamber. And I have my beautiful co-host.
I'm Emma Brooks, the Event and Communication Coordinator for the Chamber.
And this segment, we're going to introduce probably the hardest working woman I think I've known. Now, not only is she have a business, Curtis 1000, but she also is a Mary Kay representative. She has her own business. And if you've got any, I think just about any nonprofit organization, she is on their board of volunteering. You are 24/7, and this is Wendy Giuliano.
Well, thank you, Karen.
It's true.
Wow.
I have the pleasure of
I feel like
working
Wonder
with you.
Woman now.
Well, I think you are. I do. I think you really are.
And you're always at Chamber events and always helping us out in any way you can.
You
So
are.
Well, I enjoy it all. That's
Well,
for sure. I wouldn't do it if I didn't.
You are so good, and we thank you for everything you do. You are Wonder Woman.
You're welcome.
Well, let's start with one of your businesses, and that's Curtis 1000. Can you tell us, what is Curtis 1000?
Okay, well, Curtis 1000 is a direct marketing, print management, fulfillment services company. And through our technology services and skills, we, as a group, as a company, serve thousands of customers across the U.S. And Curtis is owned by a company called Taylor Corporation. And why I always like to mention that is because they're based in Minnesota.
Oh, where you're from.
Where I'm from.
Yes.
Had to get that O in there. And so they're based out of Minnesota, and they are a global company, international company. And so, yeah. And what I do with them, I guess, maybe might help, right? Is I'm the local person, so I work with businesses as far as, in a simple term, with their communication and marketing needs, is usually. So I have a variety of different clients, you know, from financials to nonprofits, educational, manufacturing.
You do it all.
Well, we have a lot of